notice how so many of the anti-Islam people basically became incredibly fucking virulent racists? Like, does that not strike you as odd at all? Virtually every single prominent atheist became you know, one step removed, but like one step short of just like a straight up white supremacist. In certain instances, a straight up white supremacist. How'd that happen, you think? Doesn't that strike you as odd? Don't you think that it's like there has to be some level of illogical thinking there? If these guys, if all of the most prominent atheist figureheads have this irrational sense of hatred towards one group of people that comprises billions of people on the fucking planet, as a matter of fact, and actively works to monolithize them. What about Dawkins? Yeah, Dawkins. You mean Dawkins, who personally said he's actually culturally Christian and that the Western world must remain culturally Christian and we need to eradicate the Islamization of the Western world? That guy? Virtually every single I hate all religions equally people turned into, maybe I don't hate all religions equally. Maybe I just hate Islam a little bit more because it's the most violent one. They've like tried to logic themselves into that corner, you know? Dawkins next to a literal Nazi. Wait, what? Oh my God, is that Douglas Murray? That's amazing. Richard Dawkins right next to fucking Douglas Murray, dude. Now that right there is that's a real scientific guy. That's a real logical guy. Oh my science. You know, another really interesting aspect of the atheism, prominent atheism circle is that they're always, weirdly enough, always pro-Israel. Something that I have noticed about the prominent anti-theist speakers. Virtually all of them are unimaginably pro-Israel. Israel is, no, they're not. Yes, they are. Fuck you mean? Richard Dawkins is a great example of this. They're also pretty fucking anti-trans too, which is interesting considering how much they care about science and the existence of being trans is, you know, it's scientifically apt, and yet their understanding of biology is I guess in their way overcoming the interpretation of gender, which is a social construct. So they refuse to read the literature on that front, and they refuse to, in the when there's new information, they just refuse to reckon with that new information and just get invested in their old ways. It's just interesting. I think one of your weaker takes, I think people like Dark Matter 2525 do a lot of good, lumping him in with Dawkins is dishonest. I don't know who Dark Matter is. I don't know who this is. I don't know who this person is. Why do you think I know this person? What the fuck are you saying? When I talk about like the atheists, I'm talking about motherfuckers like Sam Harris, dude. Shut the fuck up. I'm talking about people who were prominently atheist content creators and have motivated entire generations into fucking unrestricted Islamophobia. I don't know who this guy is. Shut up. Jesus Christ. You're like, oh, you're talking about like a very specific branch of prominent atheist speakers that have been around for a very long time that basically went from hating George W. Bush and you know, getting mad at him for trying to take out like stem cell research and stuff like that, to hating Barack Obama because he was far too pro-Islam and maybe even secretly a Muslim. This radicalization is something that I personally saw, okay? I don't know if there's like a new guy out there on the block who is different than that, okay? But that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Bill Maher. And I don't have a I don't have a problem with the dark, what was it, Dark Matter? Yeah, I don't know why you're like shoehorning him into this conversation. God damn. Yeah, Dark Matter was an anti-SJW back in the day and it has changed to be more social. There you go. The atheist on X is going crazy. Hayward Jablami, dude is amassing and following some random chatter. Oh, you're just making up new names. Prominent atheist speakers, like all the people at services like the Atheist Experience or several other humanist atheist groups. Yeah, I'm also, make no mistake, I'm not shitting on fucking atheism or atheists in general, okay? I'm not. My community is 80% atheist and agnostic. What the fuck are you guys talking about? Stop fucking complaining about like oppression occurring in this community where none exists, okay? It's the overwhelming majority. Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ, there's a reason for it, okay? My point is, a lot of these old school atheists that believe that you could just like debate lord people into fucking no longer believing in religion or whatever have hyper focused in the last fucking 2 decades exclusively on the danger of Islam, the dangers of Islam, the dangers of Islam. Okay. And in that process, I think they've maybe lost sight of, I don't know, a ethno-religious ethno-state that they end up defending over and over again. They hate Islam more than they love shitting on religion, I guess. Yeah, this video apparently is a really good video about how he left the anti-woke, like, atheist space and became, like, a more normal dude. But I can't watch it because it's 55 minutes long and it's just him talking to a camera. This is the guy, right? This is the dark matter guy. You guys have talked about this. You really want me to watch this channel over and over again. It's funny because, like, as someone who grew up in Turkey, I'm pretty open about, like, how much of a fucking militant anti-theist I was when I was growing up in Turkey. There are a lot of people like me, okay? There are a lot of Turkish people like me. Let me tell you, they grow up and they're incredibly militant anti-theists, okay? My attitude, I think, changed when I started living in the Western world, more so than anything else, because I very quickly recognized that this has nothing to do with, like, genuine religious differences or anything like that, and everything to do with racism. Most of it is just racial. Islamophobia is racialized. Something to consider. It's not like my understanding of religion changed, but my tolerance for those who believe things that I do not certainly grew. Okay? Elon is still posting about AFD, by the way. The traditional political parties in Germany have utterly failed. The people AFD is the only hope for Germany. Classic. Yeah, I think I became more normal in that process. That's what happened. So is dark matter a friend or foe? He seems like a good guy. I'm not saying that at all. And no, I'm not a practicing person. Right-wing tweets like this prove your point. The terrorist clearly was unhinged and psychotic, pretending to be ex-Muslim while also carrying out an ISIS-style attack with no true ex-Muslim would ever do. The fact that he was wanted in Saudi Arabia is a strong indicator he probably made up atheism story when he fled and later built up a persona to avoid extradition. He should have never been in Germany in the first place. Ironically, the AFD, which he claims to support, would have 100% shipped him back to Saudi Arabia immediately. Interesting. Another prominent pro-Israel account shitting on a fellow pro-Israel account on Twitter. How do you not understand? How do you not fucking understand that religion is absolutely racialized when you hear stuff like this? Okay? It's ironic to me because she says she's probably the most famous Iranian Jew on X, advocate for Iranian monarchy restoration in Israel. And what she fails to consider is that those very same AFD freaks would probably put her in a fucking concentration camp as well, suspecting her of secretly being Muslim as well, because once again, they would do the same thing to her that she's currently doing to the other fucking guy. Ironically enough, that is what's so fucking funny about these dumbasses, that they just like cannot comprehend. The people that turn around and say like, oh no, this kind of persecution would never come to me. Okay, this kind of persecution would never come down my way, because obviously these people have the capacity to comprehend that I am not a religious person at all, or I am not of the same religious background that they suspect me of. Never forget that the first victim of an Islamophobic hate crime after 9/11 was a Sikh dude. Okay, he was shot by someone in a bar where the guy was screaming like "fuck you," anti-Muslim screeds. Yeah, in Arizona, because Islamophobia is racialized. Is not, it's not something that it just stays to like your difference in opinion. Okay. The reason why I said Sikh instead of sick, which is what you're supposed to say, is because people don't fucking understand it, because they think I'm saying S-I-C-K when I say it. Shut the fuck up.
But then,
Anyway, now let's move on to American radicalism. But before we do that, it seems like Brianna Wu was trying to get... Brianna Wu got attacked by J.K. Rowling. Never forget, gender identity isn't about sex stereotypes, but playing around with your hair proves you're not a man. Brianna Wu, I know that there's an angry crowd that will never believe trans women are an admittedly weird variation of woman, but for people in the middle, here's 25 minutes of Dollcast show just talking about doing our hair. Can anyone honestly say we would make sense living as men? J.K. Rowling saw that and got very mad about it, and said, never forget gender identity isn't about sex stereotypes, but playing around with your hair proves you're not a man. Brianna Wu responded to her with this long-ass effort post. Miss Rowling, first of all, our show is about moderate transpositions. If you watched it, you probably agree with many of our positions. We don't support trans women in sports. We have severe reservations about the trans fringe. We don't like the way it's medicalizing children, particularly young girls, and that's considering 2 of our hosts transitioned as minors. This clip about 4 trans women having the kinds of conversations most women have. We're trying to get people like you to see our humanity. None of us would be happy if you forced us to live as men. There's a political project pushing everyone to the extremes right now. I've taken a lot of heat denouncing the trans fringe, the same people that have sent you death threats. Neither of us have to be a part of it. We really can find solutions that work for everyone. You are welcome on the Dollcast show anytime. And it's really funny because Achievement Unlocked, both India Willoughby and J.K. Rowling hate the moderate trans politics of Dollcast. India attacked us the other day and we responded. We were fairly frustrated because we don't feel like she actually watched the show enough to understand what we're doing. I don't know why. I mean, I think I do know why Brianna Wu doesn't get it, because she's just fucking stupid. Like, that's it. Okay? That's it. She's just fucking dumb. So I don't think she understands this even as a trans person, that like a transphobic person did not logically arrive at the conclusion of transphobia. They didn't logic their way there. Okay? They didn't go, ooh, the extreme fringes are scaring me. Okay, no, transphobic people think you are an aberration that must be forcibly excised from society. They think you are a morally degenerate pervert that needs to be killed, okay? So I don't understand why you try to go to those people and go, no, you don't understand. We're actually in agreement. We're actually totally in fucking agreement. Please recognize my humanity. It's just not going to happen. I'll take it one step further. I have an infinitely easier time converting a transphobic person away from having transphobic positions than Brianna Wu does, especially with that kind of fucking rhetoric. Okay? And the reality of that matter is, it's because I'm a cisgender heterosexual man. Because guess what? Lo and behold, shockingly enough, transphobic people who are either on, who have this predisposition or who are on their journey towards like extreme levels of transphobia, like fucking J.K. Rowling, are not going to listen to a trans person because their starting position is that trans people are not normal and they're fucked up and wrong and evil. Transphobia is, quite aptly put, the dehumanization of trans people. J.K. Rowling does not see you as a human being. Why the fuck would she ever do that?